Jester here, just your favorite cute little blue tiefling. I had a skirt, I don't know where it went. So, I'm not going to do the voice the whole time, because that would probably be annoying for you. So, today I thought since Campaign 3 is coming out later today, oh my god, that I would celebrate that by recommending you books based on who your favorite Mighty Nein character is. I have not scripted or planned this video in any way. I just went, I need a costume for today. What am I going to do for Halloween month? And then I remembered that I could do this. This is only my second time ever doing body paint. I think the first time may have been better. Sorry if my eyes are leaking. They do that with like normal makeup as well. So yeah, I'm going to recommend you books that I've read based on who your favorite Mighty Nein character is. To start out, I'm going to go with the easiest one. If your favorite character is Beau, you should read Gideon the Ninth by Tamsyn Muir. This book is about lesbian necromancers in space. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of like women with big muscles. There's a lot of just lesbians. Many things about this book just scream Beau's aesthetic, with women who love women, women with biceps, lots of fighting, like badass strong women, and women who are snarky. This has such Beau vibes. I just read this, and while I was confused pretty much the whole time, and I've heard Harrow the Ninth is intentionally confusing, this one wasn't intentionally confusing. I just have a lot of trouble following along with books that have a lot of characters, which is why I'm pretty sure I'm not continuing on with Game of Thrones. But if you haven't read this book, everyone's probably already told you to read this book. Read this book. If Beau's your favorite character, I think you'll like this book. For the record, I mostly read queer fiction, so you're going to get a lot of queer books out of me. So if Ford is your favorite character, I recommend you read A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue and The Lady's Guide to Pettycoats and Piracy, both by Mackenzi, Leigh. These are historical fiction-y magical realism books. The first one follows the main character Monty as he goes on his like rich boy tour around Europe. It involves a lot of sailing. It involves the main character who just keeps having bad things happen to him. He wants to be really charming, but maybe isn't always. These books involve sailing, obviously, piracy, and misadventures, which feels very foreign to me. If Caduceus is your favorite character, I recommend that you read The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This is about a boy who, when he is very young, like small toddler age, his family is murdered, and while that is happening, the murderer left the front door open and he toddles out of the house into the local graveyard, where he is adopted by a bunch of ghosts. And the story follows him as he kind of lives his life with the ghosts, kind of being more ghost than boy and trying to bond with people. But also the man who killed his family realizes that he missed someone and goes looking for the boy. This just has like fun death elements and a graveyard, and it feels fairly Caduceus to me. If Yasha is your favorite character, I recommend The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. This book involves memory loss, being controlled by people who are not you, and fighting monsters with swords, so it feels very Yasha. This book is set in a small town with a large fae presence, where for as long as anyone can remember, there has been a boy with horns asleep in a glass coffin, like very Snow White-esque. This book follows Hazel and Ben, who as children wanted to be fae hunters and were always trying to open the glass coffin because they both declared that they were in love with the fairy inside. But Ben has let go of that part of his life, and while Hazel wants it back, she's accepted that, and then weird things start happening in the town. If Caleb is your favorite character, I'm going to recommend We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This book is very hard to explain. It is about a family, I don't remember if it's all family or like just a group of rich people who live on a private island during the summer. And this group of friends, they are known as the Liars just because, were involved in some kind of fire that happened on the island the year prior. Obviously this book involves fire and people doing things that they shouldn't do. I can't say too much more than that. I don't want to spoil this book, but this is the book that I would recommend if Caleb Widogast is your favorite character. If your favorite character is Not the Brave, aka Beth Bernardo, I would recommend Lycanthropy and Other Chronic Illnesses, a novel by Kristin O'Neill. This is a book that follows online friendships where they start a support group for like chronic illnesses, and two girls who became really close friends ended up realizing they live really close to each other and they start to hang out. One of them has chronic Lyme disease. The other one won't talk about what her illness is. This book has messy friendships where they want to be able to help each other, but they can't always be honest or do what their other needs to be done because it's not in their power. And it involves someone who takes a form that they do not want and wish they had more control over. If your favorite character is Jester, I think the next book you read should be Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey Mcquisten. So, this book follows the son of the presidential candidate and the son of the queen, I believe, or a grandson of the queen, two very high-profile families, as they end up in a love affair. This is kind of the only contemporary romance I think I have on my shelves, first of all. And Jester has very contemporary romance vibes as a person, but this also has characters with high-profile mothers who kind of have to stay out of trouble to avoid ruining their mother's reputation, which felt very Jester as well. I didn't realize the art on this book. Like, look at it. It's kind of ugly. Yeah, this had the most Jester vibes out of anything on my shelf. It's funny, I read like 200 books last year and I still have a lot of trouble recommending books because I've gotten rid of most of the ones I read instead of keeping them here because I didn't like them. If Essek is your favorite character, then you should read Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is a book that follows a group of criminals who are sent to do an impossible task and pull off an impossible heist. And this book just is full of a bunch of likable bad guys and a great found family. And it feels very Essek. If Essek was a book, I think Essek would be Six of Crows because he is also an anti-hero who joins a group of unlikely heroes. Yeah. Lastly, and in my personal opinion leastly, if your favorite character is Mollymauk, you should read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. You know what Alice in Wonderland is about, but this is a ridiculous nonsense book for a ridiculous nonsense man. Personally, Mollymauk was never an interesting character to me. I'm gonna put this down because I love Alice in Wonderland and I gotta just roast Molly for a second. In my personal opinion, Mollymauk was not an interesting character. Taliesin barely spoke as Molly, like Molly didn't do much. But people thought he was hot, so they projected him being interesting onto him because they wanted to love him. And he was a blank slate. Ironic. Because he is a blank slate, but yeah, I don't like Molly. Clearly I love Jester, but Beau is one of my favorite characters. Caduceus is one of my favorite characters. I love Caduceus. I thought I just didn't like Taliesin, but then Caduceus came and I was like, oh, he's a big dumb idiot and I love him. So it wasn't Taliesin, it was just that I didn't like Mollymauk. I really like Caleb, obviously, and Essek, and not. I like Yasha, but I feel like we didn't get enough of Yasha because Ashley wasn't there the whole time, and Ford sure is there. Yeah, I hope this makeup looks fine enough on camera. I put more effort into this makeup than necessary. I was literally laying in bed about to go to sleep because I had a headache and my knee is killing me. And I was like, oh, I have this really good idea for a video. So here I am. This is by no means like a great Jester cosplay. I don't think that. This is just a shirt I own. This is just my shirt. These are my pajama pants. No feet on the internet for free. I'm not exactly the most like fully in cosplay. I really care about cosplay. It's not a thing I do. I just liked Jester enough that I was like, well, what if I just tried it out? So yeah, my video recommending you books you should read next based on your favorite character in the Mighty Nein, and also based on the books I've read and enjoyed. I hope you all enjoyed it. Also, if you are watching this after Campaign 3 starts, this is the down below is not going to be spoiler safe. If you have things to say, if you want to talk about Campaign 3's first episode, put them down below. Any episode past the first episode, don't post down below. But yeah, I'll see you whenever I do my next video. Okay, not Caleb, Ford, Caduceus, Beau, Yasha, Jester. But this is the book that I would recommend if Kayla would